Hey, Annie, and hello, everybody listening, all our millions of listeners.
Welcome to Weiss Butts. I'm Annie Weiss.
And I'm Pam DeButts. And and we have a very special guest today.
I'm so excited. Say hello, Joanne Filan.
Hello.
John.
Joanne.
Whatever. I'll answer to anything.
No, Joanne, I said, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We are so happy to have you here today. So what's going on, Annie? Give me some scoop. What's going on with
The
you?
juice.
The juice or the Jews? Which
Jews?
one?
Oh, there's just so many Jews. Well, Passover's coming up.
Oh, yes.
So I made sure to buy my stash of Girl Scout cookies and
Nice.
the jelly rings. Have you guys had the jelly rings?
Jelly
They're
rings?
chocolate.
Oh, with the raspberry jelly in the middle.
Stop
Yes.
it. Oh my
That's
God.
a Girl
I
Scout
can't.
thing?
Well, no, it's a Passover thing. But it's so
Delicious,
good. I
yeah.
found it at ShopRite yesterday and it was $2.99. Like, give me a break.
All right.
They know
That
what
is
they're
a
doing
break,
at
yeah.
ShopRite. You know what I mean?
They do.
Yeah,
No, it's a
they're
good
awesome.
spot.
So that's what's going on in my life.
Yeah.
So
and
sad.
what's going on with you, Joanne?
Man, I got nothing on the jelly ring thing. Wow, I like Peeps. Peeps are great.
yes.
You know,
I
'tis
don't
the
know. I
season.
just can't. I can't get into the Peeps. Like I have my stash of hormonal food and
Yeah,
like cry
sure. Oh,
food.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I just the Peeps. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
never met a peep I
chocolates.
didn't like.
Yeah,
Peeps
cookies.
are awesome, but you
Mostly-
got to get them a little stale.
Yes, you have to let them
Is
sit
that
out
what
for a
it
little
is?
while.
I get them. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, stab, open the cat,
Yeah.
and then put it away.
Yes.
Come
Oh.
back tomorrow.
Yep. Absolutely.
So it gets
Maybe even
firmer?
2 days.
Yes. Yeah. Mhm. They age well.
Oh,
It's like
wow.
fine wine.
Too young,
Diane,
not good.
They're like Diane Keaton of candies.
Yes.
Or Harrison Ford.
Or Harrison Ford. You were watching that the
Oh
other
my God!
night.
I was watching Witness. I'd never seen it before, and he's so hot. I was getting stirrings, and and he's
Oh.
very age appropriate for me because I like older
You do like
guys.
the older men.
And then I looked him up, like, how old is he? He just has the right amount of lines in his face, but he's still attractive. And he was like 42, and I was like, yes, Harrison
Oh.
Ford. So then I realized I had written all these jokes about how I like older guys, and really I was just describing Harrison Ford.
So it's
really
not
all
older
it was.
guys. You just like
just-
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, it's just
whatever,
him.
whatever inspires you.
Yeah, I told my mom, but my mom is obsessed with Dr. Chris Petvet. She wants
Okay.
me to marry somebody like Dr. Chris Petvet.
Do you
Crap,
know?
I don't know who Dr.
Oh,
Chris
he is
Petvet
such
is.
a dish.
Really?
He's such a handsome man.
He's
Better
tall,
than Harrison Ford?
blonde hair, blue eyes.
Like he's so attractive. Like he might be gay.
Maybe.
know.
I can't, but Linda wouldn't like that. No, he's very attractive. He's tall, blonde hair, blue eyes, cut, Australian, and he's a veterinarian. So my mom called me and gave me like updates on him as if he's gonna be her like son-in-law.
Oh, she's setting the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah, she's
Does
like
she know his whereabouts and everything?
in
Probably.
Australia, but that's okay. She goes to me, she's like, you know what? Pammy, this guy's really good, you know, he's smart and he's sexy and he saves puppies, and this is what I want for you.
That's a great combo.
Didn't Linda try to set me up with a guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
She found someone in his 30s, psychologist, Jewish, makes good money, needs somebody to boss him around.
Yeah, and I'm so good at that. I'm good at
but
spending
this is
money.
save puppies. I
Yeah.
think
But
that
that's
was-
okay. But
that's
he
not a-
saves minds.
Yeah.
But I just like.
You need to boss him around.
Yeah, no, I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm dating someone right now, but you
Nice.
know.
But you always have to keep someone else. you know.
Yeah. You gotta, hedge your bets and all that stuff, whatever
Right.
that means.
Yeah.
Keep your cards on the
Yes.
table, as they say.
Play.
Is that
I don't know. Sleep
sleep with one eye open?
Trampy. Tramp it up. That's what my mom used to say.
Tramp it up.
Listen, of all things you need to do, you gotta tramp it up.
I like your mom. She
Yeah.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, you gotta get
kind
it
of
while
lady.
you're
She's not
young. Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of relationships or something of that nature,
Uh-oh.
we're going to go to the Ask Wise Butts segment where people write in and ask us questions about life and love and whatever. And we, as three comedians, do our best to give it sound advice, given that comedians are very sound-minded. So
Right.
Joanne's taking a sip of her coffee on this one.
Let me just
She's like, this is
clear
good.
my mind.
Is there Baileys in there?
Let's just say yes.
All right, so here is the first question. This is from Lisa from Florida. Okay, I tried to talk to my boyfriend of 3 years about the future of our relationship. I told him I want kids and asked if he wanted kids. He responded, I think you would be a great mom and you should definitely have a baby one day. What does that mean?
But not with him.
Is that what that means?
I don't
Annie?
know. I guess.
Yeah, this is end of, and that's it. She said
Lisa.
it ended after that.
It ended
The end.
the conversation, the
Just-
whole thing. Just,
Then I guess he
The
started
end.
talking about something else. I don't know. What is your take on that, Joanne?
well, that's that's one of those things. That's like saying, yeah, that looks good on you.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Happens.
So he's saying you would look good with a baby. I would not.
Yes.
So you should get sperm somewhere else.
Yes.
is what was said.
That's-
And Annie, what do you think
I
about
think
it?
maybe he's not ready to be a dad
Mm-hmm.
or ever.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
doesn't.
He's not ready.
So
to
what do
be.
you think she should do?
I think she should find new sperm
Yeah,
because
totally
obviously
new.
he's the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, totally new guy. I mean, you're on a time clock
Yeah.
with your eggs, so
My clock is ticking.
exactly. She wasn't lying. Eggs expire; they go bad after a
do.
I
while.
like eggs.
I was thinking about maybe selling my eggs because I hear Jewish eggs
No.
get like $30,000 for
Wow.
Jewish eggs.
No,
I don't know.
Annie.
But then you can't smoke or drink or have sex, and all of those things are fun. So
Oh.
I don't know.
But then your expectancy of how long you can actually have kids is going to go down. So then you're going to have to get desperate, right?
I
Around
guess so.
33.
Then you can just buy someone else's eggs. I
yeah.
mean, clearly,
Right?
you'll be saving up some cash and
Yeah.
get some different eggs.
Maybe I'll
egg swap.
maybe I could
Just
buy
do a
my
big egg
eggs back.
swap. Do they have those like in the South or something?
Everybody goes with their petri dishes.
Right. What like potluck things? Just everybody show up. Here, I brought my eggs in this dish. This
Can we
Corningware.
mix these eggs together?
Yes, I love these eggs.
And then Joanne, what do you think she should do?
Well, I honestly think that the next time she sees him, she should just bring a baby and be like, bam, there you go. Here's that baby you thought I should have. How does it look?
I think that is a great idea. But have a camera ready to catch his face
Totally.
when he sees the baby.
Yes.
And then maim the shit out of it.
Yes. Wait, maim the shit out of the baby?
No, like
No, out
maim,
of his
like
face.
Emmy, like the maim. Oh, not maim, like, oh, yeah, no.
My
That
sister,
went really dark, really fast.
Oh, my God, yeah, no, not mutilate him.
my
It
mom's
does
been
sound
calling
like
them.
that. Maim the shit out of his face. Oh, my God, I said so. Wow. Oh, what is it, homonym or homo? Would they
Holy
sound
shit.
the same? Yeah.
Oh, homophobes?
Homonym?
Homophobes?
Homophobes
No,
all sound the same. They do. They really do. They say the same shit over and over
yeah,
again.
homophobes do say.
Which one's the guy? Which one's the guy?
They do say made me think. They do.
And then I want to maim the shit out of it.
The face. All right.
Oh, that's amazing.
All right,
Question 2.
Yeah,
This is
moving
fun.
on. All right, so
Tangents.
Chris from Massachusetts says, I am a 32-year-old successful, good-looking guy, but I have a gas problem. I fart a lot, so I have a hard time dating. How do I get women to see past the gas and see the real me?
I think maybe he should date a girl with a cold.
Yes.
How long can she have a cold?
I
for,
don't know.
though?
Somebody with adenoids?
Maybe
I
that
don't
would
know.
be good.
See, no, there, yeah. Well, it's funny because we were discussing earlier about, like I have a dog, Boston Terrier, and they have basically kind of no-nos. So maybe he should date
A Boston
a
Terrier?
Boston Terrier, which ironically are very gassy as well.
Like
so
her
it's
fart will
almost like
cancel out his fart.
Yeah, it's
And
like
then-
a boom. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, maybe finding a gassy
It's like egg swapping,
woman.
fart swapping. Just kind of a potluck.
Mix and mingle
Yeah,
until
potluck
you
of
get.
farts.
Yes.
See?
I like to call back to everything.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I know. I think maybe Boston Terrier is just best bet.
Yeah.
But also somebody that can't smell. I
That's
don't
a good
know.
one.
That can like smell past his farts or not smell at all.
Wow.
That would be a good thing. And also,
Just
or maybe
stay
a
in
gas.
front of him.
Yeah.
Right.
Just stay in
Don't
front of him
ever
at all
stand downwind.
times.
And wear a fan on your
Yes.
forehead.
Yeah.
And wear a fan on your forehead.
mask.
Yes. Maybe a geisha with the fans.
Oh yeah.
You know, they
that's who
have
she. Yeah.
That's
who
it.
you should-
Perfect.
Yeah.
should date.
Fans.
geishas.
Yeah.
Geishas.
I don't know. I don't smell. I don't
No.
know.
Yes, get a subservient woman. That is
Well, actually, that's true. And then you could just say, "Listen, you like them."
He's
I'm
like,
telling you right now.
I love your farts. I don't know.
But like, just to be PC, they don't have to be Asian. It could be any subservient
It could
woman
be
of
any
any race.
I just like to do
Just
Asian
subservient. There's nothing wrong with being a little subservient.
accent. Just don't feed him broccoli.
Right.
Oh, goodness. All right, now our last question. Gina from New York. I really like this guy I am dating. He's nice, successful, funny, etc. He is good in bed, but he is a terrible kisser. I don't want to break up with him over his bad kissing, but how do I fix this situation? What do you think, Joanne?
P.S. He farts.
If that fan wasn't on my head.
Yes. If I wasn't so subservient, I would have a real problem with this. Oh, bad kissing, bad gas. What is wrong with these women?
Their farts are really low.
I know.
Yeah.
They are.
Maybe this is the problem.
I think that's what the problem is.
Maybe
Gotta
their
like-
farts just said they're settling for farts and bad kissing.
Yeah.
I have never kissed a guy who was a bad kisser and slept with him. Like, I've never gotten that far
Yeah.
where my pants fall off. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a bad kisser, you're out. Like, next.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Because I feel like if
Kissing
you're a
is
bad kisser,
huge.
then you're bad in bed. If you can't, kissing,
Yeah, kissing is huge.
it's huge.
Yeah.
It's so important.
It's a gateway
Sometimes-
drug,
Totally.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes I wonder if it's just that the kissing styles don't match.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
like good and bad.
Like some people are very, well, yeah, good and bad. But also, I know I've kissed some guys and like I mean I prefer maybe softer kisses and then they were more aggressive.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe they need a violent faced woman and I'm not a violent faced
it was
woman.
like
A violent faced woman.
I went on a date with a guy. I went on a date with a guy and it was like he was sucking my face off. It was awful. And he like kept hitting up my phone and I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
He was like, is it me? What did I do? And I was
Yes.
like, you're an awful kisser. It's totally you.
Yeah.
Like your song says.
Oh yeah,
It's you. It's
not
totally
me,
you.
it's you. coming to comedy stores and basements.
Coming to bars
All
near
over the
you.
world.
Just wait, I will be there with my guitar and they might let me play it. No promises.
It's fucking wonderful.
All right, so now that we've helped other people with their problems, let's talk about our guest, Joanne, because she is fantastic. She's a comic. She's wonderful. We love her. All right, so Joanne, questions for you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I mean, we'll do the basic questions. So in terms of stand-up, how long have you been doing stand-up for?
I've been doing stand up for, let me think, 12 years.
Nice.
Oh,
12 years.
awesome.
Yes.
And then now 12 years ago, if you can recollect, what
That just took me a minute to actually remember, so this is going to be tough if there's actual questions about that time.
But just, I mean, what made you want to get into stand-up, if you can?
Well,
Remember.
I mean, I think probably the same thing that everybody says, or I don't know if it's what everybody says, but I always like making people laugh. It's just one of those things that I've always done, and I've never really, a lot of times people are just naturally good at something, and that's just never happened with me for very many years. I'm like, is there something going to be good at other than like, folding the towels the same way, which I'm pretty decent at, but I think that's more of an OCD thing. But I like to make people laugh, and I think I'm fairly decent at it. So
I think you're great at it.
Yeah.
It's very
thank you.
funny.
Yeah, I like it.
appreciate
It's
that.
very witty. It's very dry, though, I would would say. And that's
It's a little dry.
No, I like
love
that though.
I love working with you. I'm like, yeah, I'm on a show with Joanne. Like, I love, because you're so funny.
But I fart a lot.
Yeah.
So-
Wait, we have.
and I'm a bad kisser.
Wait, let's talk. Chris from Massachusetts, and you can start a support group.
Yes.
And we will. And we'll start dating Boston Terriers.
Just bring your dog around with you and be like, God, this dog. That's why
Blame it
you
on the
were
dog.
There you go.
Blame it on the dog.
setting it up. All right.
So funny.
Bam.
So, I know, I mean, as we all know, stand-up is crazy, you know,
Yes,
and
it
the
is.
experiences you get is like unlike any other performance. So, I just have some questions. I mean, what is your craziest stand-up experience? First, with an audience member. It's maybe one of the craziest.
Okay, let's see. One time I was on stage just talking about dating, and a woman in the crowd, and I, was talking about being, lesbian and dating, and a woman in the crowd, little bit tipsy, said, "You need to date my friend because my friend is single. You know, you could totally date my friend, and my friend is bisexual, so I know, you guys can totally date and everything like that." And I was like, "Well, that's great and everything like that," and I'm looking at her and I'm looking at her friend and I'm like, sure, I can date someone who's bisexual, but your friend's a bisexual man. So I don't know where you're getting your information, but it's not how this works.
Works for him, sort of.
Yeah.
Doesn't work for you.
Not
But
even
the
close.
craziest thing is, for a moment, I was like, wait, can I? 'Cause I'm like, nah, shit, no. No, sorry, can't do it. No.
Oh, I guess people are awkward like that. Yeah, when random people try and set you up with other people, it never goes.
No.
I always get set up with like the weirdest guys.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
ones with like transitional glasses, you know what I mean?
Oh, so they're like forever nodding at you. You're closer, you're farther.
So everybody just looks at you and finds the nearest Jewish person and shoves them at you.
Yeah, they're like, look, he's a Jew, he'll do. And I'm like, my bar is so pretty low, guys. So it's totally fine.
Yeah, you're like, it's set low, but it's not set
It's
that
not
low.
that low.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Well, at
know.
least you get like the right sex.
Yeah, that's true.
Just,
Yeah.
Oh, they're gay, bi, whatever. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Same
That's
thing, right?
Whatever. Yes,
Same
exactly.
difference.
Yeah, sure. No problem. I
Oh
can
my
work
God,
with
that's
that.
oh gosh.
That was bad.
That is. I'm just thinking about that. I'm like, how dumb and drunk do you have to
She
be?
was-
Her heart
Yeah.
was in the right place.
Yeah.
She really, she meant well, but not
It's like
for
when
me.
people, I guess, with homosexuality and I guess other things, people like try to be understanding, but they just
so
mess it up,
stupid.
right? I
Yes.
would imagine.
Absolutely. They say, people are always so hilarious.
People probably say the stupidest things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't even think of half the thing.
The list
One
goes
of
on.
the what's really, and I don't know that it has anything to do with the gay thing, but someone said to me recently, I was on stage and I'd gotten off and they were in the back heading towards the bathroom, and it was a woman and she was like, "You were great, you were funny, blah blah blah," and which is really nice. I'm not saying that that's not wonderful. And then she was like, "Yeah, it was great. You was really turning me on." And then she went, "I gotta go to the bathroom." And I'm like, "Excuse me, what? what went wrong here? What happened?"
She was like, "Oh, I said that out loud. I must go now."
It
Oops.
was the craziest thing. So.
All right, and then okay, and then we as comics, we also have a lot of experiences with other comics that aren't too great because comics are notorious weirdos. So, so what is your craziest stand-up experience with another comic?
Ooh.
No names.
So many.
names.
Yeah, no names.
Well, I've had some fun road gigs with people. I did a gig with another comic, a friend of mine, way out in Pennsylvania, about 2 or 3 day drive or something like that.
Oh,
it seemed
God.
like it, because Pennsylvania just goes on for
goes
a couple of
forever.
countries.
Yeah.
It was just we started driving and I don't know, and so it was actually for a school, a university, and it was an LGBT group there, but we had to drive through homophobia to get there. So homophobia
Sounds about right.
Yes, exactly.
AKA farm country.
Yeah.
So it was like, yay, oh my God, okay, shh, quiet, right, yay, we're here, okay, all right, let's go, okay, God, quiet, shh, quiet, God. Oh, yay, we're back. So it was a little, and she would always describe it as like the land of the women in the little sweatshirts with appliques and stuffed teddy bears, and it's just creepy. Yep. Just a horrible,
Like very QVC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hear
scary,
you.
very scary. We drove past someone's yard, like, because I don't know, somehow it ended up through like neighborhoods, I don't know, and saw what we weren't sure. We thought was a dog, and then it looked more like a bear, and then it started to look like a person, and so we just kept driving because I was like, "Is that it? I don't. Okay, let's go." 'Cause it was, yeah. But it was fun. We had fun together, and we both lived.
Yeah.
So these
tell
were,
the story.
yeah, exactly.
It's wonderful.
How did your set go at the show?
I don't even, honestly, that was like the least part that I remember. The drive there and back was so memorable that I barely remember the show.
That's amazing. I want to go on a road trip with you guys. That's great.
Mysterious trinkets on the road. All right. Yes, and then let me see. Annie, have you had any what's your craziest experience with it? I mean, just at a show, whether it be a comic or audience member or family member or no names.
God, there's so many.
What's the bet?
All
The
of
top,
them.
yeah.
The top.
It's the top.
I would say, so I've been doing comedy 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So this was 6 years ago, and I had just started. I was maybe 2 or 3 months then. And Jersey Shore was big then. And I think I did a bit about Snooki or something. And I got heckled by this guy who looked like the DJ. What's his name? The DJ from Paulie D.
Oh.
He literally looked like Bully Day. And he heckled me and was like, "Take off your top, let me see your boobs." And I was like,
God.
"Calm down, Paulie D." And I said something, got back at him, and he stood up and he walked up to the stage and swung at me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And I ducked.
Wow.
Because my uncle, when I was a little girl, my uncle Jack taught us to fight.
Yeah.
So I don't.
That's what you say, because my uncle used to punch me.
Because my uncle used to beat
It's
the
like,
shit.
whoa.
We're getting dark here.
Talk about making faces.
Super dark. No, he was my grandfather, my great grandfather, and my uncle were all boxers. And so, that's what you do in my family. You learn how to box. You don't ever use it, but it's good to know.
Except when Paulie D wants to kick your
Except
ass.
when
Right.
Paulie D's 20.
And he needs to, because he can't
Was
see
this at a
tits.
club? Was there no bouncer or anything?
It
or?
was late at night at a bar. It was probably midnight. And there was 100 comics on the show, and you're waiting forever.
Yeah.
And it was the 105th comic on the show.
And that annoys people, because
Yeah.
people drink alcohol and then it starts
He got
wearing off and they got
angry.
bad
yeah.
people.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I was the only female comic on the show, and he was angry and drunk. So he projected his anger onto me, probably because he wanted to be a comic and felt sad about it and didn't have enough balls.
Well, and he probably has gas. All right. So, now,
What's your craziest story? I want to hear.
Yes.
Oh, actually, you remind me because you were there. Do you remember when we were at that one mic and then we met? This is with another comic or so-called comic. Do you remember?
Oh.
Okay, Joanne was sitting there and I sat down. I'm like, "Oh, can I have this seat?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then this guy I've never met before. Joanne's like, "Oh, hello, I'm Joanne," and he says his name. I said, "Oh, hi, I'm Pam. Nice to meet you." And then he goes, "Oh, your name is Pam?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "You don't look like a slut."
What?
We were like, what?
What?
Yeah. And then,
How did he get Pam to slut? Why such a far jump?
And I was-
how did that?
No, and then his exact words, and then he ate it, and then he ate his cheeseburger, and he was laughing, and I was really hoping he would choke, but he
He didn't.
Unfortunately, those
Yeah.
ones never do.
Yeah, I don't. That
Those
was.
ones
I
live
remember
forever.
that. But what's
Yeah.
even weirder is when you first came in,
Yeah.
you asked me if they were with me too.
I didn't know. Yeah,
because you
'cause-
weren't sure, and
Yeah.
and then it went horribly wrong, and I'm like, I'm so glad I cleared that up. So you wouldn't be like, "What's your friend calling me a slut for?"
come up with that? Like,
I don't
where
know.
did that
He's
come
a comic. He's just.
From? Ew, what a
he's-
jerk.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you have to tell me his name later.
Yeah.
I
Nice
wanna know.
guy.
Yeah. But then
Wow.
he didn't do well. So I was
No,
very
good.
happy.
So we
Yeah.
bombed on stage. God.
I had smug satisfaction.
Yeah. Good.
All right. So.
He was ugly.
Huh?
Very ugly.
Very
gassy.
obese. Yeah.
Gassy, ugly, just
Yeah.
bad kisser. Well, I don't know about that. I didn't know him, I swear.
He looked like he had gas. Oh yeah, and then that whole night was crazy. And then
Yes.
at the end, do you remember that one guy at the end
Yes.
came over and asked you if I was your wife?
Yeah.
And then he was like pressing the question because I
Yes.
don't know where he was going with that. And then he gave you, and then you said no, and then he went over and got a T-shirt
Yes, one
and
of
came
his
back and
t-shirts.
gave it to you.
That's
Yes.
so. Was he a fan?
I use it. I clean my windshield off with it sometimes. Is that wrong? Sometimes when it's foggy on the inside.
That's the best thing I've heard all day.
It was very awkward. He kept he was grilling Joanne about and then I guess as a peacekeeping thing, he gave a
Yeah.
T-shirt of his comment. It was
No, I'll
bad.
never forget him.
Yeah.
He's very, very helpful to
I
me.
remember him forever. That's
All
fantastic.
right. Oh gosh. Now, okay. Speaking of bad comedy experiences, now let's do the flip side. What is your best comedy experience? Think hard. I know it's hard to think of them.
Well, I'm gonna say something stupid is to say hopefully I haven't had it yet, because that would be awesome if there's going to be even better things that happen, which is a corny thing to say, but
No, that's
it would be
perfect
cool.
thing to say.
But I've had some great experiences. I think one of my favorite experiences I had was I did a show. I think I was the only woman on the lineup, and also obviously the only lesbian on the lineup, which is so rare. And a girl that was in the audience wrote to me after on Facebook. She found me on Facebook and wrote and said that she was there with her family. She was gay, but she wasn't out to her family, and she was so happy to see me being on stage and being openly gay and comfortable and happy, and it made her feel really good, and it helped her to maybe consider talking to her family and coming out to her family or anything like that. And it was just such an awesome thing to hear that that was one of the things that just really sticks with me.
Absolutely. That's amazing.
That is
cool.
that's really fantastic.
You truly, when we're in this business, we want to make people laugh, and that's our goal. But touching their lives like that, that's why we do this. That's
Yes,
amazing.
Absolutely. So it was awesome. It was really cool. And, I was like, I was so glad that she contacted me. She found me, and I was like, yeah, that's great. I mean,
That is really great. And I would think especially someone, who's scared to come out. I mean, maybe there's a sense of shame or worried or a lot of things. So then to see somebody on stage who's publicly telling anybody, yes, I am, and a pride in it. And maybe that's why it made her feel more proud of it and less
scared.
Yeah, and that the people in the audience weren't shaming you for it, and that's
that I know of.
Yeah. No, but it's good. Maybe so she knows that it's okay.
Yeah.
Aw, God bless her.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That's really
Yeah.
cool. That's a great story.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yay!
I have another great one that
Yeah.
was it's not really a great one, but it's just one I really wanted to share because I
Sure.
love it. Is I did a show and was waiting outside, for all the people to come out, and a woman came running up to me and ran past all the comics, and she came straight up to me and she said, "Do you have any Scotch tape?" I just love that one. I don't know
Because
why.
obviously you're handy, and everybody carries around Scotch tape.
Exactly. I wish that I had Scotch tape at that moment.
Yeah, my back pocket. Duh.
Bam.
And I had these
Along-
posters I was
Yes.
gonna hang up too.
Exactly. And this baby. Bam.
This baby. Hold on, I gotta make a pit stop at this guy's house real quick.
Show it.
Wave at him, little Joey.
Try not to smell his farts. That's wonderful.
Well, all right. On that lovely, amazing note, we're about to wrap up the show.
Yes.
And but do you have any plugs for shows you want to do?
Sure. I do have a show coming up in April that I'm really excited about. It's at the Grand Opera House in Wilmington, Delaware.
Wow.
It's Fabulous Funny Females. I'm actually going to be opening for Liz Mealy and Carmen Lynch.
Beautiful.
Two of my favorite comics out there. They're just awesome. They're both hilarious. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Awesome.
And then where can people get more information on that?
They can go to my website, which is joannefilan.com or upstreamcomedy.com. Both of those work and get you to the same place.
Cool.
And my schedule's there. And yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Great.
And we'll find the dates and the ticket information.
You bet. You'll
Beautiful.
find more than you even want to know. Maybe a little Scotch tape.
Oh,
This is wonderful.
this was so much fun.
Yes, I had a great time.
All right, that concludes this episode with Joanne Filan. Thank you so much. I'm Annie Weiss.
I'm Pam DeButts, and thank you for listening to Wise Buds. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.